Hey beauties, so I just did a tutorial of this look, and I went with kind of a little sunset theme to complement this hair. And I did a look where it's a cut crease for a hooded eye. I have hooded eyes, and for the longest, you know, I wanted to wear a cut crease, but I felt like I couldn't. But then I learned how to do a hooded eye, or a cut crease for hooded eyes. And you'll see in the tutorial how you have to just take, and it's a voiceover, so I'll talk you through it, how you just have to take you have to create yourself a new crease and above your crease in order to achieve the look you're going for. So yeah, stay tuned if you want to see how I achieve this look, and thank you so much for watching, and don't forget to subscribe. Bye.
Hey everybody, so doing this cut crease right now. I am doing my transition colors. So whenever you do a cut crease, you're going to want to use dark colors in the crease because that creates the cut effect. So I am going into, I believe it's just a neutral palette I have that has lots of dark browns in it, and neutral tones, and I'm putting that all in my crease, really kind of heavily applying that so that we can get the look that we're going for. The brush I am using is from Sigma. It's a Sigma blending brush, and I love this brush. I have got to get a couple more. It doesn't wear, I've had it forever, so it doesn't wear out or anything, but you know, as I wash it and everything, the handle is kind of fading, so you know, I want it to be cute again, so I need to get a new one. I guess I could use some kind of decorate it myself, use some kind of tape or something to decorate it and make it pretty. Alright, so I'm still working on my crease. I'm using a smaller blending brush now, and that's just going to really give me some definition and hone in on the darker color that's right there in my crease. So we're just applying that, and we're using today, the featured palette that we're using is the Nubian original palette, the one that's in the green case. I believe I show it at some point here, but so I think that the darkest brown came from that palette, but you'll see it shortly. So the trick for creating the cut crease is concealer or using a base. Usually concealer, because it's looser, works a lot better than using, you know, a base, eyeliner or eyeshadow base, or primer, I should say. So you want to go into your concealer and, you know, use a generous amount to create the shape that you're looking to create when you're cutting the crease, because your eyeshadow that you're going to use on the lid portion, on your mobile lid, needs something to adhere to. So using the concealer really gets the job done. And I'm using a flat brush from BH Cosmetics to create the cut. Okay, so many makeup gurus have their own way of seeing if their crease is exactly where they need it to be when they have hooded eyes like mine. And so my method is just to apply the concealer and then look up, because that is where the bleeding happens. You know, when you're opening your eyes, that's when you get the shadow on your mobile lid, bleeds onto your upper lid, and you know, causes a problem. So the way that I'm determining to where my cut crease needs to be is by looking up to see where my concealer bled, if that makes sense. I hope that makes sense to you guys. So I've done that, and now I'm just filling in. So I'm using 3 colors of the shadow. I used a light gold in the inner corner. In the middle, I'm using like a burnt orange, and these colors all have shimmer in them. I'm using a burnt orange here, and then on the end, you'll see I'm using a shimmer dark brown, and they're all from my Nubian palette. So I'm not sure why I haven't showed that to you yet, but I believe I do show it at some point. Okay, so I'm going in now with the darkest brown color. And so what you got to really take your time. If you're not a like super pro, and I do, I am a makeup artist, and I am self-taught, however. And so on the thing that I've learned is that I just have to practice. If I want to master something, you just keep practicing it over and over again until you get it. So you want to really take your time. If this is your first time, sometimes you just, no matter what, how long you've been doing it, you still need to take your time because you want it to be precise. And you're going to want to blend these colors together where there's no harsh lines. So you'll see at some point, I believe right here, I'm taking my favorite black, which is Panther from Wet n Wild, and putting that in the doing that V motion that I like to do to create the defined look in my crease. So, yep, that's what I'm doing right now. And you'll see that as I am creating this look, I am going to really be going back and forth with different colors to make sure it looks exactly like I want it to look. So, don't get frustrated. Just take your time and really go in and blend these colors together the way that you want them to be blended together. There's no rush. Take your time and do this look so that you can be proud of it when you walk away. And when you, when you're done. So we're working on the other eye, and you can actually see this a little clearer. And what you're also going to see is, at some point I realized that, and this happens, guys, so I'm glad that it happened here, and I did not edit it out because I wanted it to be realistic for you, but at some point I realized that the crease wasn't as high as I wanted it. So because I compared it to my other eye, and I did the open eye method to where I could see where the concealer was bleeding, into the shadow. So you see when I'm looking up, that's what I'm doing. I'm looking up to see where my concealer bleeds onto my upper lid area, and so that I can cover it. But even after I did that, I still realized at some point, because I believe I even added color and the shadow and everything to this eye when I realized that I needed to bring it up a little. So now I finally am showing you the palette. So I know you guys are familiar with that one, and it is one of my favorite palettes. It has gorgeous colors and they're very pigmented. I love it, love it, love it. So again, we're going in with the gold, the light gold, and we're going to add the sunset color. I believe I showed you the 3 or 4 colors that I'm working with. So yeah, I was just looking to see if that was the point where I realized that my crease wasn't high enough, but you'll see that shortly. So yeah, I'm adding that burnt orange in the middle. That's my middle color. And I love that you can really see it a lot clearer on this side. It's closer to the camera. And so see, I'm going back and forth. Like I'm looking at this eye and I'm looking at the other one like, I need to add a little bit more color. So don't feel bad if you have to do that. Don't be afraid to. This is your look. This is your creation. And that's the thing about makeup. You can always change it. You can always, tweak it. And there's no harm done. So even on your clients, if you're a new makeup artist, don't be afraid to try things. I know a lot of makeup artists I've dealt with my, company and my time as a makeup artist myself. I've dealt with a lot of new makeup artists who are like afraid, like, what if I mess up? What if I don't mix the colors well and all that? Makeup can always be tweaked. You can always change it. You can always fix it. So please just go for it. Don't be afraid. And so yeah, I'm going into my crease here and defining it more. So now here, I just realized here, and you can even see the difference, that I didn't go high enough on my left eye. So I'm always have to take my other mirror, because the angle that I'm looking to, so that you all can see, doesn't always give me, you know, a good view of what's going on. So I'm looking at my other mirror, and so here I am. I realized, oh, it's not high enough. So all I did is take my flat brush and I went into the concealer, and it took nothing. You see that? I went into my concealer and I just raised the crease a little bit, and now I'm adding the eyeshadows again to that portion. No big deal. And I'm done. No big deal. So yeah, you play around with your looks and take your time and achieve the look that you want to achieve. It's so funny how crazy your makeup looks before it's finished. So I think I'm pretty happy with what I've done so far. And that we're going to, we're cleaning up and getting any fallout that occurred while we were applying our eyeshadow. People have different techniques on how they do that. Some people put on their foundation first, and they put their setting powder underneath their eyes to catch fallout so they can brush it away. I tend to like to do my foundation last, so I brush away, or I wipe away with my makeup wipes any fallout that has happened while I was applying my eyeshadow. And if you guys are new, fallout is exactly that. It's whatever falls onto your cheekbones or your nose when you are applying your eyeshadows. You get the dust from your brush and how you're adding the eyeshadows that falls onto your face, and you always want to clean that up. And see, even here, after I've cleaned up, I'm going back in because I just want to identify or define my crease a little bit more. And now I'm adding my liquid eyeliner to this look. I'm done with the eyeshadow. And we're adding the liquid eyeliner. I do not even know the name of this eyeliner. It's not one of my favorites. It's just something I had in my stash. My favorite liquid eyeliner is NYX. And, they have so many different types of eyeliners. If you want to do a wing look, if you need a thick line, just all kinds of different ones. And it just goes on really nicely and easily. And with not a lot of effort, and the pencil lasts a long time. So I do love using liquid eyeliner. Sometimes it's easier for people to work with a gel liner and things like that, but you use what works for you. And that's the whole thing about doing makeup. You find out what works for you and you master it. So I'm just adding some eye mascara, and that mascara came, I think I told you guys before that I subscribe to Ipsy and I get a glam bag every month, and that is a mascara from Benefits that came in my glam bag and this month, and it's called Bad Gal Bang. So now we're adding my foundation, and I believe this is my caramel from Rimmel. It's a Stay Matte, and so we're adding the foundation and blending that in. I'm using a flat foundation brush to do that and applying it all over my face. And now I'm using my, still don't know the name of these blending brushes that help really blend out any, blend out your foundation and makeup in the corners and creases and stuff. I really like using these brushes. Usually I start out with a smaller one and then do the bigger one to make sure that I got everywhere. I cannot stand foundation lines, like whether they're under your cheek or around your ears or your forehead. Like, ladies, please blend, blend, blend. That is so important. Okay, I'm going in with my concealer, using LA Girl Pro Concealer and Warm Sand, and I'm just putting that in every area that I want to highlight, down my nose, my forehead, my cupid's bow, and my chin, and a little under my eyes. Again, I do not do a lot under my eyes to conceal under my eyes because I have under eye creases and I do not want to define those. I don't want them to be magnified. So we don't add a lot of product because the product will crease under my eye. And so, of course, okay, this is my Anastasia Beverly Hills contour kit. So we're going to use that to set our highlight where we just placed all the concealer, and I'm just using a brush to do that. And then we're also going to use that same kit to contour our cheekbones and add some definition to our nose and forehead and under our chin. And I'm just using a little dome brush, and I'm sure it's a BH Cosmetics because most of my brushes are. I can't really tell right now. But we want to add some definition back to all the areas in our face that we muted out with our foundation. And that's just definitely a BH Cosmetics contour brush. And now we're taking a big fluffy BH Cosmetics powder brush, and we're going into my face powder, and we are blending everything together so that there are no harsh lines anywhere and everything is looks seamless. So we really want to make sure that everything's blended. So I'm just taking a brush with not much of anything on it and just blending it out everywhere where I added contour, the dark color. And I'm using Soda Pop for my blush. And so guys, I have textured skin. Of course, I'm sure you can see that by now. It's not smooth, it's just very textured. I have a lot of moles and freckles, and I have large pores, and so I do use, normally I didn't today, but I use a foundation and usually primer that helps minimize pores. So you want to do that if you have skin like mine. And then I normally do not wear lots of shimmer on my face because it magnifies your textured skin. So today, however, I did want to use my Subtle Pop blush, which is shimmery, and then I always add a glow. So but most times I like using matte.
Hey beauties, so off camera I applied my lashes and I put a little glow in my tear ducts, and I did a nude lip. This is Stay Glossy from Rimmel. I put a little cocoa brown liner around it and then used the Stay Glossy. Sorry, I'm still looking at me and trying to look at you at the same time. Forgive me. But yeah, because of all this, everything that's going on with my eye, I wanted to do a more subtle lip, so I went with a nude. But yeah, so this is just a cut crease. I used my like you saw in the tutorial, my Nubian original Nubian palette, and to achieve this look, and you know, trying to stay within the copper because I'm still rocking this hair. You know, a lot of times we have do wig tutorials, and then you just never know how the wig lasts. Like, well, how long did you wear it? How did it do? And so I'm rocking this Kindle for a minute and I'm gonna come back and let you guys know how it lasted, how it takes heat, and you know, all that good stuff. So anyway, thank you so much for watching. Please subscribe, and I will be back with more makeup tutorials and wig reviews. Talk to you later. Bye.